Brothers in arms no more. The brotherhood is broken. And he's sharing these pictures from Sheffield when Joshua James faced Goldenboy Santos, and I was there supporting Goldenboy. And he's being very specific with the pictures that he's sharing, right? Well, he decided not to share the one picture that I think is the most relevant one, and that is important to understand here. And that is the picture of myself showing my hand of respect to Joshua James and having him rejected. We need to go through what happened here because I am not going to allow my name to be slandered like this. Live in Sheffield on the 30th of June 2024. Available on RevPro On Demand.
Well, we're going to start things with a heavyweight war, Leighton. As two of their heaviest hitters in Revolution Pro Wrestling collide. And it's a matter of respect as we await the arrival of David Francisco's Goldenboy, Santos.
The key word there is respect. And he's saying here it's a matter of respect. I'm glad that people are catching up to it. Keep this in mind as we move on through this match.
Putting Shah Samuels on the shelf for God knows how long. We're still waiting on an update from doctors. We could be looking at a broken leg. We could be looking at a torn ACL. We don't know.
We know now it wasn't that bad, but it still got him to take some time off. Wish him well, and I hope that Shah Samuels enjoys his time on the shelf.
With the result of that contest, and as you alluded to, and here comes one of the least popular figures in Revolution Pro Wrestling, David Francisco.
I didn't know it was a popularity contest. No one gave me the memo it was a popularity contest. I thought my job as a professional wrestler was to win matches, but apparently it's a popularity contest. Okay, Andy, cool. Thanks for letting me know.
And look over his shoulder. He's got the scarf and Shah Samuels as here comes the imposing figure of Goldenboy Santos.
Hey, come on now.
Otherwise, looking over here.
It's all good, ladies buzzer. You have big shoes to fill. Last time I was doing this and I was so lit. Don't put that pressure on yourself. Even if you try, you're not going to be as good as me. But I believe in you. You still do a great job. Let's go. Just hop into it. Just dive into it. You can do it.
Yeah, get out of here. We've had enough of you.
I cannot believe I'm being nice and I'm giving words of encouragement to Leighton Buzzard, who is doing the best he can, which is commendable. He's doing a really good job. It is a shame that he just has the pressure of having to follow me. I did commentary last time in Sheffield. Now he's doing it. It's just like he knows the pressure that's there. I just wanted to tell him that me personally, I don't want him to feel that pressure. That pressure won't come from me. It may come from other people. It can come from critics, right? It can make up from people that are here in the chat that were there in the audience. But I wouldn't do that to Leighton. I just want to let him know that it's okay. It's fine. He's good enough. Here he comes. I'm just very proud of Joshua James for finally being able to fulfill his dream of wrestling in RevPro with non-black trunks. I know how big of a moment this was for him, and I'm glad to be there for him.
Joshua James and David Francisco both recently graduated from the Contenders program. And look at the man David Francisco has become, and look at the man Joshua James has become. We couldn't have two more polar opposites.
We couldn't have two polar opposites is a pretty good way of putting it, because I graduated myself from the Contenders division, and I've been relevant ever since. I've made a promise to everyone watching and everyone listening that I would make RevPro revolve around me, and there hasn't been a day where that hasn't been the case, and more the vortex continues to create. In the meantime, Joshua James got the thumbs up from Oscar Loiba, and then he got here to this match in Sheffield, which is, I'm very, very happy for him. I'm not letting this match to interfere. I just want to support Goldenboy Santos. I want him to know that I'm there. And I wanted to see Joshua James again. I haven't seen him in so long. I just wanted to say hi. I didn't go out there with the idea of oh, when the ref is distracting, I'm going to punch him in the nose. Because no, Santos doesn't need that. Goldenboy does not need that. And it would be very unfair on him for me to do something like that. So I didn't. You've heard the story, that cliche of oh, when you get to prison, the first thing you need to do is go to the yard and pick the toughest guy there for a fight. When people ask around that prison and they go like, who's the toughest guy here? People would point to Goldenboy and Santos. That's the kind of guy he is. And he wants to test himself. And he knows that he's better than Joshua James. And he was looking forward for the challenge, which I really appreciate and respect. I feel the same, you know? He's here. He had to work way harder than Joshua James to get to the exact same match. He started the race way behind than Joshua James and a lot of people that started the race here. Same with me. I know what that feels like. And yet, and still, here we are. The achievement of Goldenboy Santos to be in this match here in Sheffield is much bigger than the achievement of Joshua James to be in this match here. Also, Joshua James didn't wrestle the day before and Santos had a street fight.
Like two Mack trucks colliding.
Oh, big kick to a midsection from Santos, stopping Joshua James in his tracks, changing tacks, but Josh James changes direction. The biggest blow and the first big blow of the match goes to Joshua James.
Smart of Goldenboy to just get out of the ring, not let Joshua James hit him with something big. The worst thing you can do is allow your opponent to build momentum. It's easier to do it early in the match when you still have a little bit of your bearings, you're not as tired, you can make strategic decisions like this, and Goldenboy was very smart here.
This could be a sign for...
And then Joshua James comes to the outside and tries to chase him. He's the one that is bringing the fight to the outside. Goldenboy essentially didn't grab him to pull him out. No. Joshua James decided to go around the referee, and he's going to bring the fight to the outside of Goldenboy Santos instead of letting him have a breather and inviting him back to the ring like someone honorable would do.
But look at David Francisco, already in the ear of Santos.
And the first thing I do is walk away. This isn't my fight. I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm walking away.
David Francisco considers himself a master strategist.
Considers himself as a euphemism, Andy. Come on. You can say it. It's okay. I know it's not the popular thing to say, but you're supposed to be an impartial analyst. Come on.
When Santos came into RevPro, he had such a promising career. The sky was the limit for him. It really confuses me why he tried to align himself with David Francisco.
I think myself that Santos still has a very promising career. When you look at it from Santos' viewpoint, in his Revolution Pro Wrestling debut, Oscar Leuber raked him in the eyes to get a victory in Barcelona in front of Santos' friends and family. And then, after a physical match against Ricky Knight Jr. refused to shake the hand of Santos.
I am glad that the work that we're doing here on this channel is paying off, because if nothing else, we can establish the truth about why certain things happen. No one speculates about why Goldenboy Santos has joined forces with me and we together are taking on common enemies. I'm glad that people know his side and people know my side and they'll be opening and talking about it. That is very impartial from Andy Quilden, and I respect that a lot. Well done. Good job.
And David Francisco was able to get in his ear. He was able to manipulate the situation.
Oh, okay, here we go. Get in his ear and manipulate the situation, of course. No, I didn't. I told him how things are. How is it that I'm the bad guy here? Santos not doing anything he doesn't want to, and I'm the bad guy? Do you think I can have Santos under my thumb? Literally and figuratively? He's a grown person. He can do whatever he wants. This is his choice. You were here the entire time. You don't know what it's like to start the race steps and steps behind. I do. And he does. I can give him the reality exactly as it is. From our perspective. No one understands Santos like I do. And I'm the bad guy now by trying to guide people the right path when I had to figure things out by myself. It would be cruel of me to get Santos to just go through the same thing that I went through. No. He can learn from my lessons. We build each other up together.
And look at this. The two former contenders going face to face right now. And Joshua James needs to be careful.
Joshua James brought the fight to the outside. He's fighting Santos around the ring. Joshua James could have easily passed me by and go and continue to hit Santos on the outside, but he doesn't. He stops to look me in the eyes. We're about to see it. Joshua James could have easily walked around me, but he decides to stop and stare at me. I've been on the outside. You've seen me walk away from the fight several times. I do not want to engage. It's Joshua James that is engaging with me.
Because
I'm not taking a step forward. I'm taking steps back.
Oh, watch out, Joshua!
Didn't do anything.
David Francisco could really be the difference maker in this matchup.
I'm telling him now, you could have just continued to focus on the fight, but decided to focus on me, and look what that gave you. Good job. He chose to focus on me. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch him. I was stepping away from him. I was disengaging as much as I could. I did nothing here. He took his eyes off the ball, and he paid for it.
What's he looking for now? A choke slam, perhaps? Santos clinging onto the ropes.
Yeah, Santos grabbing the fingers there, very smart.
Santos grabbed the rope. Joshua James just wouldn't let go.
Give me a break. David Francisco needs to get out of this. Josh James needs to focus.
He's going at him. Oh, just focus on your man. I'm not
James
doing
needs to
anything.
stop worrying about David Francisco and start worrying about the monster in the ring.
Santos. Josh James moves. David Francisco. Oh, wow. Big clothesline.
Here we go. We saw him go for this just now.
Big choke slam from Josh James.
Connects this time.
And he gets a win whilst eyeballing David Francisco.
I am so proud of Joshua James. This is one of the biggest accomplishments that he has in his life. He actually won a match at Revolution Pro Wrestling. It's not the first time he wins, but it should be celebrated every time it happens, because every time it happens, it is a cause for celebration. I hope that Joshua James feels in himself the pride that myself and we all feel. Well done, Joshy. So proud of you. Winning records, once we graduated from the contender division aside, that is actually impressive. Goldenboy Santos is not easy to win. He's a former champion. I know how hard he trains. I know how good he is. And it takes a very good wrestler to defeat a very good wrestler in Goldenboy Santos. That is to be commendable. It's very impressive of Joshua James to survive Goldenboy Santos as he did and be able to win. Sure, Goldenboy was in a street fight the day before and Joshua James was sitting down watching that street fight. Extenuating circumstances aside, I wanted to make sure I wouldn't leave without acknowledging that. And that's exactly what I do. I go and check on Goldenboy.
Going to be the difference maker for Joshua James.
And not just
I even play a little bit. I'm relaxed. I want to have fun. Let's just I play around with him a little bit. But I want to show Joshua James some respect. In fact, some respect that other people haven't been showing him.
a distraction.
Exactly, but he managed to stay calm.
Look at David Francisco. It looks like...
Don't take your eyes off Santos, Joshua.
Well, look, David Francisco's offering Joshua James a hand, and I wouldn't trust or believe in him for 1 second.
Yeah, I don't think that's an authentic handshake.
Do you remember a few months ago when Joshua James wrestled Ricky Knight Jr.? He offered his hand and Ricky Knight Jr. just turned his back on him. And Joshua James was feeling really bad about it. And everyone was talking about how sad it was of RKJ to not show the same kind of respect. Funny how in the roles are reversed, Joshua James is the first person to deny and shove away a hand that is genuinely showing him respect. I am trying to do my best to show that I am not being aggressive, that nothing's gonna happen, that I'm being honest and I'm being open. He did great. I'm proud of him. I don't know if it was the people in Sheffield telling him to hit me or whatever it is. I don't know if it's Joshua James' small, pridey brain to not understand and realize when someone's being nice to him. But he decided to do to me the thing that he was complaining RKJ doing to him. Telling him to his face, I'm showing you some respect. What am I gonna do? What do people think I'm gonna do? Why wouldn't I get in the ring and show Joshua James some respect? Why would I waste time with this? I would just stay with Santos, I would just go away. Why would I waste time with Joshua James? I am levels above Joshua James. Not just a better contender than him, I'm the greatest contender in the history of Revolution Pro Wrestling. I have run laps around him ever since we graduated, and still, I am giving Joshua James some time. I am showing Joshua James some respect. Why would it not be honest and sincere? What do I have to gain with this? What does Joshua James have to gain with not shaking my hand? Maybe if he had shown me some respect, I would be able to stop Santos, or try my best to stop Santos from doing what he did to him. I had nothing to do with it. I had no idea that was going to happen. It was Santos' decision, and maybe it wouldn't be the case if Joshua James had shown me some respect so that I could convince him and Santos to show respect to each other at the end. There's more to wrestling than winning and losing. But he didn't do that, so guess what happened?
2 months ago, right here in Sheffield, when David Francisco was... Oh, no!
There's that clothesline you talked about earlier on, Andy. We heard that one from the commentary desk.
And David Francisco acting like he's been wronged by not having his hand shaken there.
I just don't understand why Joshua James would make this choice. I'm being honest and open. I'm being earnest in this show of respect that I have for him, and this is how he pays it back. Santos decided to jump and attack him. I have nothing to do with that. He's his own man. Maybe I could have done something to help, but not after that. Not after the way that Joshua James decides to treat me. Is it envy? Maybe it's envy. I'm so sorry, Joshy. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? I'm just out there trying to be the best I can be. Don't turn your anger at me. Maybe turn it at yourself. Maybe that's the problem. You don't want to turn that anger at yourself and decided to turn it against me because you don't want to look in the mirror and admit to your own mistakes and wrongdoings and to all the steps behind that you are when you compare your path to my path in the past few months. That's your fault, not mine.
David Francisco feels disrespected.
Give me a break now, come on!
Santos having to physically hold Joshua James up because he's knocked out right now.
That was vicious and nasty from David Francisco.
Again, this wasn't my choice. You all saw my hand being extended. You all saw the respect being there. This was not my choice. But if this is the playing field that we're going to play in, then I am happy to play on it. But don't come and complain and say that my actions are unprovoked, inadmissible. We have to show the entire picture. We have to show all the pictures, Joshi, not just the ones that make you look good and a victim. We don't want to victimize ourselves. Come on, what are we doing here? You have to own up to the fact that what happened to you is probably your fault. You made the wrong choice and you're suffering the consequences. Welcome to life.
Oh, come on. Get these two out here. Joshua James won that match fair and square, even at a 2-on-1 handicap. He still managed to win that match. And this is how he's treated after. Sickening. And there's that scarf we talked about earlier on in the hand of David Francisco.
Santos, being so kind, such a kind soul that he is, decides to give me what I was looking for.
That keeping like a trophy, and look at this. Oh, come on now.
He got the handshake that he so desperately wanted.
Isn't it ironic that two men that have such a problem with not being respected act in such a disrespectful and disdainful manner?
Andy, I presented my hand in respect to him. I'm the one acting in a disrespectful manner? Is it? We can't be disingenuous. What are we doing here? I showed him respect. He didn't take it. He showed me disrespect with the way that he took showing my show of respect to him. And I'm the one that's dishonorable and disrespectful? Sure, it's not the nicest thing to do, but we have to paint a full picture here.
And these are two men that came up together in the Contenders division, setting up that ring together, sharing hotel rooms together, traveling together.
The way that David Francisco browbeat Josh James for not wanting to shake hands with Shigeru Irie after just frustration from a defeat, to how David Francisco's behaving right now is just something else.
Months ago in Sheffield, Joshua James was not being respectful to one of the greatest wrestlers in the scene right now, and I made sure that he would show that respect. And he didn't learn the lesson. Joshua James is being consistent in his respect. He did to Irie the exact same thing he did to me. I'm trying to show him the way, and he's just not listening. And I feel like giving up on him. If Santos wants to avenge his loss and get a rematch with Joshua James, that is absolutely fine. If this is gonna make Joshua James beg and cry for a match against me, then sure, we can do it, right? A match is a match, and I am a professional wrestler. I want to wrestle. But personally, I just feel done with him. I was hoping that the lessons that I've learned would be lessons that he would also learn. I have been publicly and in private so loud about these lessons that I've learned, and I understand the position that he's in, because as Leighton kept saying, we shared so much time together. I probably know Joshi better than anyone in the world of professional wrestling. I just want him to listen, and he refuses to listen out of this, I don't know if it's pride, I don't know if it's still this idea that you have to do the right thing. The right thing is not what you think it is, Joshi. You do you, boo. Okay, I'll do my thing, I'll be here being successful, you do you. If you ever want to actually earnestly talk about it, if you ever actually earnestly want help, then sure, I'll give it to you, okay? But outside of that, I'm not going to waste more efforts on you and trying to help you. I'm done with you. You do you, boo. I'll do my thing. Yeah? Wonderful. Cool.